can ensure that Wisconsin provides the quality that our students deserve, but that we also do so at an affordable level.
Under the recently approved state budget, the UW system will receive a funding increase of over $250 million. That's compared to over $850 million that Rothman requested. The city of Milwaukee is working to even out a $100 million operating gap in its budget for next year, but departments like the fire department are dependent on the funds. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
We're hoping to add back 2 heavy apparatus, meaning an engine company or a ladder company. Hoping to add those back. Those are all hazards response vehicles, very, very crucial to proper fire protection and response times, but they also are crucial stopgaps for all the EMS work that we do as well.
Chief Lipsky is also hoping for additional funds to hire 61 firefighters. Keep your eyes on the road as well and stick to the speed limit in Kenosha County. Today, Wisconsin State Patrol pilots are using aerial enforcement to look for traffic violators. They're focused on I-94 in Kenosha County, and when a pilot observes a violation, they communicate with ground-based units to then initiate a traffic stop. The goal is to stop drivers who are speeding or driving aggressively. More Palestinian civilians have been killed in Gaza while seeking food aid. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the story.
UNICEF's Joe English says 15 Palestinians, including 9 children and 4 women, were killed, another 30 injured, in what he described as relentless heartbreak.
Children in Gaza are starving and dying while simply seeking help.
English said this is not what he called a one-off.
It reflects systematic failure of the international community to ensure that humanitarian organizations like UNICEF can do our job.
Saying ultimately a ceasefire cannot come fast enough.
This is no existence. We have to see an end to the fighting.
Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
And back here in Milwaukee, honoring a fallen hero.
Lance Sajan served in the Vietnam War and died as a prisoner of war in 1968. Now, Milwaukee military personnel and civilians are honoring Sajan with a newly refurbished model of an F-4C Phantom plane that he flew. Vietnam veteran Glenn McCullough.
This man gave above and beyond numerous times, and for us to make this gesture is small in comparison to the sacrifice that he made.
Sajan's restored memorial at Mitchell International Airport was given full military honors with a 21-gun salute. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time at 6:04.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. How's the knee feeling? Still bothering you? Or the back? Is the back still barking like ever? Is it bad enough where you're not even enjoying the summer because you're not doing what you want to do because of the achy joint pain? You're stuck. And now you're hearing, maybe you're going to need surgery. Well, maybe not. You really should try calling QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No knife, no drugs, no downtime, and no masking of the pain. It's at least worth calling for a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics today. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Meet with the team and let them explain firsthand how QC Kinetics can help you enjoy your summer. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Manchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Brewers enjoying a day off following a 3-game sweep of the Dodgers. Newly acquired first baseman Andrew Vaughn hit a 3-run homer in his first plate appearance as a Brewer and then drove in the game-tying run in the 9th inning Wednesday.
He's a really humble kid, and he's been through a lot, and for him to go down to AAA after what he's done, even as a big leaguer in his career, and then come back up and help us, to be able to come through for him, I'm most excited for him more than anybody else, for sure.
That's Brewers GM Matt Arnold. The homestand resumes tomorrow night, game 1 of a 3-game set against the Washington Nationals, and the Bucks are beginning play in the Las Vegas Summer League tonight. They'll take on the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off of that game right around 8:30. And take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Highway 38 right near the airport. That portion of the road is closed. That's due to a crash, so use a little caution if you're in that area. Some backups 94 eastbound from the Zoo to 35th Street. Heavy I-43 southbound. Also some backups northbound. That's between Hampton and Wells. And you're on the brakes as well. 41 northbound between North Avenue and Hampton. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We're going to see some storm chances, rain chances tonight as well. Will be partly cloudy, low of 67. Friday, partly cloudy, still some chances tomorrow for showers and storms, high of 84. Saturday, cloudy, rain and storm chances likely, high of 84. Heading into Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 82. And then Monday will be mostly sunny and warm with a high of 87. In Sheboygan, it's 69 degrees, 76 degrees in Madison, and right now 73 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Thank you for joining me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, spotlighting the Bard, bikers, and blockbuster films over these next 2 hours. In just about 5 minutes, Shakespeare in the Park, Milwaukee's Susan Scott Fry joins me in the WTMJ studio with updates on their season kickoff this weekend. What's in store this summer? I can give you a hint that there are some non-human actors in some of their Shakespeare productions this summer, but also local actor Andrew Varela sang the national anthem at today's Captain Lance P. Syjon rededication ceremony. It was a moving event, and Andrew's going to join me at 6:35 to share his experience seeing the memorial of the F-4 jet plane repainted and the emotional gathering this morning that WTMJ was a part of. And WTMJ's Brandon Snide out on 2 wheels. He's going to check in at 6:40 with a Harley-Davidson homecoming report from the Harley-Davidson Museum's Bike Night. At 7, it is all about the movies. Live in studio, Hollywood historian and author David Fantle shares his enthusiasm and deep knowledge about the musical Summer Stock, which has a 75th anniversary screening at the Oriental Theater next week. And at 7:35, we get into the modern times. John Suntress of the Word Balloon podcast shares his review of the new Superman film. He saw it this afternoon, and we'll discuss other summer blockbusters. But first, an update on a major summer event on the lakefront. Rumbling on the roads this weekend. Yes, rumbling in the sky later in July. The 2025 Waterstone Bank Air and Water Show, July 19th and 20th. And they released what I'll call the performance lineup of jets and choppers and skydiving and vintage planes, all the high-flying thrills and history in motion that you've come to expect, which can be a little jarring for the pets in your home, but there are thousands of people who will go to the lakefront to be fascinated by, for example, the military jet teams and flyovers that you will see this summer. The U.S. Navy Blue Angels that have been announced, but also the U.S. Air Force F-22 Raptor demo team, the Wisconsin Air National Guard's F-35A Lightning II, the 115th Fighter Wing from Madison, is going to show off the newest American air power. The Maryland Air National Guard A-10 Warthogs will be part of the Air and Water Show. They're kind of nicknamed flying tanks, and this is the kind of like low and loud and legendary, and they're about to retire. So this might be your last chance to see the warthogs. And the KC-135 Strato tanker, and that's Milwaukee's own 128th Air Refueling Wing. This is that Sky gas station. It still fascinates me how this aircraft helps the other aircraft stay airborne all around the world. The U-2 Dragon Lady will also be part of the show July 19th and 20th. T-38 Talon flyovers. These are those supersonic, it's a trainer jet that looks and sounds like a rocket. You can't miss a T-38. The C-130 Hercules, the Herc, will also be part of the performances. If you dig helicopters, the Coast Guard MH-65 Dolphin chopper will be there, and you can get up close to the U.S. Army Apache helicopter. That's going to be parked on the ground, so you can look inside and get photos. There will be parachute and skydiving performers. Wings of Blue, the U.S. Air Force parachute team, in that precision skydiving, which is just always fascinating. And then there are also civilians, the Remax skydiving team. These are the performers. They're going to float with the big giant flags, and how you can pinpoint a landing is beyond me. That's impressive. And then if you are a history buff, P-51 Mustang Happy Jack's Go Buggy from World War II will be part of the vintage aircraft that you can see. The PB-4Y2 Privateer. It is the only airworthy one left in the world. It's a big WW2 era bomber. It's a big one. And the AD-1 Sky Raider called Bad News that was part of the Korean and Vietnam War aircraft fleets. So those are just some of the big machines in the sky that you can look forward to. The 2025 Waterstone Bank Air and Water Show, July 19th and 20th at the lakefront. If you are itching to get the schedule, you can go to mkeairwatershow.com and turn your eyes to the skies. From military planes to medieval literature performed in a modern way. Shakespeare in the Park, Milwaukee is kicking off this weekend. Find out what's new this summer next on What's on Tap.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
Unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. But together we can make a difference. Please join me and the 620 WTMJ team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Now it's time to bring an end to the senseless violence in our community and to encourage a safer Milwaukee for us all. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
That puts you in the mood for some Shakespeare, doesn't it? It puts a smile on your face, and I am so happy to be joined by Susan Scott Fry from Optimist Theater, which already puts a smile on your face. But Susan, you have been responsible for Shakespeare in the Park for how many years now?
We're sweet 16.
Congratulations.
Sandy. I know. It's hard to believe. Someone came up to me last summer and said, you know, my kids grew up going to Shakespeare in the Park. I'm like, no. That can't. Wrong. Your kids are 4, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But that's got to feel wonderful that
it does.
This creation that you put your Love's labor's lost, but you put your love and labor into
it does.
That other people share this joy
it does.
in Shakespeare's work.
It does. Knowing that we have fans that follow us is still a little mind-bending because you're so into creating this wonderful thing. And sometimes you get disassociated from the context and the impact that you're having because you're so focused. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we open our show.
That's exciting.
And today I was all about, let's move these boxes and set up this tent and let's see how this works and things. So it's, no forest for the trees right now. So it was kind of nice when you got a hold of me. I want to go talk to Sandy. What a lovely break.
Exactly. And spread the good word. And it was fun as you were sitting in our lounge waiting. I always hate to leave someone unattended, but I know sometimes people can I just have a little bit of downtime. I can catch up and do something. In the whirlwind of last minute tasks, what were you doing in the downtime?
While I was waiting for my opportunity to hang out here and talk with you, I was looking on Amazon for raincoats for toddlers because...
But they're not for toddlers. What are the raincoats for in Shakespeare?
Actually, I had to go back, a little bit earlier. So raincoats for babies, because we are doing, we have 2 titles we're doing this year. We're doing Much Ado About Nothing with puppets. And we did the Scottish play last year with puppets. So it was our first Shakespeare with puppets, almost 100% Shakespeare. Go figure. But it was a huge hit.
I was just going to say, obviously, backed by popular demand.
It was. It really was. And puppets are really very absorbent fabric people. So if it rains, we are going to get them wet.
Puppet ponchos is what you need.
Exactly.
Because you need to see
really was shopping for that.
Well, I love that you were able to put your time to good use and not lose any of the momentum that you have preparing for the season kickoff. So you have puppets in Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes.
And who was excited about puppets last year? Was it any particular age range?
You know what? It was sneaky. I will occasionally be sneaky, and now but don't tell anyone else. So we did puppets because my instinct was that this would go over really well. But it was also another entry point to get people hooked on Shakespeare. So it just seemed so unassuming and easy, and you could pop in on things like that and bring the kids because, of course, it's for kids. It's puppets. Ha ha ha. So families would
roped you in.
Families would just plop down with their kids, and after a short while, they're invested in these characters, and these kids are enjoying it because it's puppets and it's fast paced and it's fun and it's funny. But by the end of the show, the adults were like, "Yes, all right," they were in it,
and they could share it with their kids.
They could.
What a wonderful gateway! I don't think that Shakespeare in the 1500s thought that even his comedies would be performed in such a way.
No, I
across
sincerely
the pond,
doubt it.
as it were.
Right.
How
I
wonderful!
doubt it.
Refresh everyone before we go to the second title. What is the plot of Much Ado About Nothing?
Much Ado About Nothing is wordplay, witty wordplay. It is 2 very inscrutable, a man and woman, Beatrice and Benedict, who swear they'll never marry. Well, guess what?
Thou doth protest too much.
Indeed.
So very fun. A romantic puppet show, even.
Of course.
And what's the second title that will be performed this summer?
The Taming of the Shrew.
Ah, more romance.
Oh, yeah. It is the summer battle of the sexes.
I was saying, the power plays. And humans in Taming of the Shrew.
Yes, humans. Same humans that are performing the puppets. So it's the powerhouse trio of actors that are doing both.
It certainly is to have both of those shows in your head.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. And it is edited down, but still, that's 3 actors that are playing multiple roles in each play. So they are amazingly talented.
We will meet the actors, and we will find out how the beach is involved with the Bard this summer. Find out more about Shakespeare in the Park, Milwaukee with Susan Scott Fry. Stay with me here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Every Thursday, when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza free. So don't turn on your oven today. Enjoy a free pizza at the Mine Shaft. Buy one pizza, get one free. Buy 5, get 5 free pizzas. You want 100 pizzas? You'll get 100 free pizzas. Any size, any quantity. Coaches, bring in your soccer and baseball team for free pizza. Your players will love that huge game room. It's super affordable team bonding. Bring in pizza today for your hardworking employees. Order now and pick up your free pizza shortly. They will appreciate you. Don't cook. Take your family to the cool and comfortable Mine Shaft for free pizza. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Buy one pizza today, get one free. Just walk on in. And the Friday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $7.99. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices, like $70 off a Milwaukee grease gun kit, select 3M Filtrete furnace filters, $9.99, 20% off all dog and cat toys. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. I hope you'll join me every Saturday at 1 o'clock for Experience Wisconsin. We check in with communities, people, events throughout Wisconsin. We're going to show you some really fun stuff. Romantic getaways, family fun ideas. We've got it covered for you from top to bottom. This week, a great show. The Marcus Center for the Performing Arts has a cool event coming up. Lake Geneva, one of the special parts of our state, will be featured, and also Lake Lawn Resort. It's Experience Wisconsin right here on WTMJ.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
We have some news on the weather front. Let's go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Neil Doyle.
Thanks, Sandy. Yeah, this is a WTMJ Fleet Farm storm team alert. National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Jefferson and also central Dane counties. That is in effect until 6:45. So again, severe thunderstorm warning, southwestern Jefferson, central Dane counties. That's until 6:45 here tonight. More details, we've got an interactive radar right now at WTMJ.com and also on the WTMJ mobile app.
Thank you, Neil. We will definitely keep our eyes on that because we are News Radio, WTMJ. We will always keep you updated and informed. So thank you very much, Neil. We'll check back in with Neil for the news at 6:30 and continuing to bring you Shakespearean Summer. It is my joy to have Susan Scott Fry from Optimist Theater's Shakespeare in the Park in the studio with me. And we were talking about the two shows you're about to launch on Saturday night.
On Saturday. And I was very interested to hear the weather forecast because that matters a lot when you do shows outside. It is part of our daily worldview is obsessively checking the weather.
And being prepared.
I
have to imagine in your 16th season you've learned a few
we
tips and pointers for being prepared.
We just get over it. That's what we do.
So the Taming of the Shrew and Much Ado About Nothing.
Yes.
You will get to see two shows at Shakespeare in the Park this summer.
Indeed.
And Much Ado About Nothing will be a puppet edition.
It will.
But you have three talented actors.
We do.
That will be puppeteering and also in human form during Taming of the Shrew. Who are these actors?
One, Libby Amato, who we cannot do a season of Shakespeare in the Park without. I actually cannot recall a summer where we have, I'm sure it's happened. It escapes me. Last summer, when we did our one-woman Hamlet, she was our Hamlet.
Wow.
And she played everything. So, of course, we have to have Libby because she can do anything. George Lorimer, pre-COVID, the summer that we were going to, the show we were going to do that summer was Romeo and Juliet, and we had cast him. And so 5 years later, we finally get an opportunity to work with this gentleman. Oh, my goodness.
What is special about George? The timing's right.
Oh, my gosh. He is able to be both likable and despicable at the same time.
Well, that is a skill. That is a skill.
Considering how many characters he is playing.
And who's the third in the trio?
Kylie. Oh, Kylie Azure Green. I just serendipitously saw Kylie playing in Henry V.
Yes.
Playing the title role.
Wisconsin Classic Theater.
Yes, Wisconsin Classic Theater.
Yes.
And they rocked the house.
Oh, I love it.
Had to have them playing all of these other roles as well.
And then you have someone absolutely stellar new this year to direct these three
We do
actors.
indeed, and not only directed, but did all of the abridgment. She is her own dramaturge, Kelly Faulkner, who is formidable and funny. Oh my gosh.
And I've seen her on stage at the Milwaukee Rep.
Yes,
And
yes.
so
and she has done a lot of directing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows her from all of her powerhouse roles on stage, but she has got quite a directing resume, and I was so excited when she said yes.
You can sink her teeth into Shakespeare.
Yes.
So now, I mentioned before that the beach is involved with your presentation of the Bard's work.
Yes, indeed.
Tell me how the beach is involved.
Indeed. This was Kelly's, of course, because being the director, it is her creative concept. But she is tying these two together with a 1980s beach party yacht rock kind of creative approach, which is just absolutely delightful. It's absolutely delightful.
And in addition to the 80s and the beach, though, you also have live Renaissance music.
Well, of course. Well, of course you do.
Performed by Early Music Now. You have
Yes.
Shakespeare-themed games, so you have really done this right. And I'm so excited for your 16th season. Where do people go to find out where the performances are starting Saturday all the way through August 17th?
Indeed, they are. So we've got 12 days. Go to Optimist Theater, and we spell theater with a TRE at the end because it is most pretentious that way. .org, and all kinds of information about Shakespeare in the Park 2025. All the locations everywhere you can find us.
And I'll just hit the locations in alphabetical order before we say goodbye. Forest Home Cemetery and Arboretum, Grant Park, Humboldt Park, Kern Park, Lake Park, Lincoln Park, Mitchell Park, Sherman Park, Washington Park, and Wisconsin Avenue Park are on the list. See which one's near you and what date. Thank you so much, Susan Scott Fry, for keeping Shakespeare going for 16 years and hopefully many, many more.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much. We'll be back with news and singers and motorcycles. Next on What's on Tap on WTMJ. Actually, we're going to go right to... Forgive me, I thought we had to go to another break, but instead, I told you we'd keep you updated. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Neil Doyle.
Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, and a quick update as well. We did tell you about that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is a WTMJ Fleet Farm Storm Team alert. Severe thunderstorm warning that was in place for southwest Jefferson County. That has expired. So National Weather Service has canceled that severe thunderstorm warning for southwest Jefferson County, but still a chance for some of those showers and storms throughout the evening. A Milwaukee woman is charged with stealing from a grocery store and making bomb threats. 49-year-old Andrea Cloud Jones faces 2 felonies for taking items from the Pick and Save near 84th and Blue Mound on the 4th of July. The store manager found her putting food and alcohol in her bag, then trying to walk out without paying. When confronted, Cloud Jones said she was an FBI agent and had placed a bomb in the store. She was later arrested at a nearby Starbucks. One person is dead after being hit by a car while crossing the street on Milwaukee's Lower East Side. The 62-year-old was hit near Ogden and Astor along the city's streetcar route. The pedestrian was rushed to the hospital but died. The driver did remain at the scene. Police say the driver was cooperating with the ongoing investigation. And the University of Wisconsin-Madison plans to close its Division of Diversity, Equity, and Education Achievement. The move follows a spring audit of the university's diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives that found the UW system spent about $40 million on DEI-related offices and activities, despite a lack of fund tracking. In March, President Trump cited UW-Madison among 50 universities under federal investigation for alleged racial biases and also the DEI programming. And let's take a look at your roads, your WTMJ time saver traffic. There is still a bit of an incident. Highway 38, that's right near the airport. There was a crash a little bit earlier this afternoon. Now, that portion of the roadway is shut down. So, again, that's Highway 38 right near the airport. Portion of that road is closed due to the crash, so use a little caution. If you're traveling in that direction, authorities have been on the scene there. So, Highway 38 right there again near the airport, a crash. Otherwise, no major incidents on the roadways. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We're going to see chances for some showers and storms tonight. Told you a little bit about some of that severe weather we just saw momentarily. But again, showers and storms going to be likely throughout the evening. So just be weather aware. Low down to 67. Heading into Friday will be partly cloudy. We'll see some chances for showers and storms as well tomorrow. High of 84. Then as we get into the weekend, Saturday, partly cloudy. Some maybe thunderstorm chances Saturday. High of 84. Sunday, partly cloudy, high of 82. And then Monday, going to be warm. We'll see sunny skies with highs in the upper 80s. Right now, 73 degrees in Green Bay. It is 74 in Oak Creek, and we are sitting at 72 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:32.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
So, a buddy of mine didn't fix the AC for his wife because he had heard on some podcast that cold plunges boost metabolism and reduce inflammation.
Wait, he pitched a broken AC as a health benefit?
Yep, said they should embrace the chill, and she told him to embrace the couch.
Wow, that's legendary.
I told him that same-day service is literally what we do.
So call us at Capital Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. We bring the cool without the crazy for same-day repairs 7 days a week.
Call CapitalCares.com.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, Or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Chills. That is the national anthem at today's Lance P. Sijan Memorial rededication ceremony that you've heard us talking about here on WTMJ, that John Mercure rallied WTMJ fans to raise over $80,000 to refurbish the F-4 airplane that is just outside what used to be the airport post office, right by the entrance for Mitchell International Airport. And the now memorial is absolutely gleaming with fresh paint. And today was a wonderful ceremony, including Lance Sijan's sister, Janine, who has spearheaded preserving this memorial. And that voice that you just heard singing the national anthem is actor Andrew Varela. You've heard him here on What's on Tap. You've probably seen him on stage at the Milwaukee Rep, at Skylight Music Theater. And when I saw Andrew's photo in our photo gallery at WTMJ.com, I was like, oh my gosh, I know him. I need to know how that experience was. So joining me on the phone is actor Andrew Varela. How are you?
I'm great, Sandy. How are you?
Oh,
so good to hear from you.
My gosh.
Wow, it was interesting to hear my voice like up close because it was pretty loud there. There were a lot of planes around and whatnot, so I'm glad it came off that well.
You sound wonderful. And what was your part in today's ceremony?
Well, I got a call. My wife, Susan Varela, that everybody knows, was in contact with Janine Sijan. We met her at the 128th Air Refueling Group sort of gala that they had a year ago. And so we've been talking to her, and we said that I would love to be able to sing at anything that she has, that she needs me for. And so she contacted Susan recently and asked if I would sing the national anthem at this rededication. And I was absolutely, of course I'll do that. And it was just such a moving experience. And the story, Captain Sijan's story, is so unbelievably moving. And the memorial is beautiful. You're right. I mean, they have a beautiful G.K. Chesterton quote on a plaque there, and it's just you can't help but be moved by the whole thing. And the aircraft was repainted by a married couple. They did it over a long period of time, and it looks fantastic. It's the F-4 Phantom, and there is a chance that Captain Sijan actually flew in that aircraft, because it's from his unit in Vietnam. So it was an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I got to take a tiny part in it.
How did you learn about Lance Sijan's horrific journey of getting shot down over Laos and then being truly tortured to death at the Hanoi Hilton? It's just shocking. But you know what? He wasn't shot down. He had what they call an early burst. He released his bombs, and they went off underneath his aircraft. It was a fault of the bombs itself. So he was blown up. His pilot was killed. He was the backseater in the F-4, and he was. I can only imagine what it does to your body to have, 2,000 pounds of bombs explode right up against your aircraft. Oh. And he was in the jungle evading capture for 46 days. 46 days he was running through the jungles. Eventually he was captured, tortured. He escaped again, and then they captured him again and tortured him some more. He went into the service at 220 pounds, and when he passed away, he was 80 pounds, and he never complained. John McCain, the former Senator John McCain, said that Lance Sijan was my hero. This man, he set the tone for all of the prisoners in the Hanoi Hilton and all of those POWs that we all know so well in this country. That story, and he was the model that they were all trying to exemplify throughout this horrific experience that they had to do.
And it was he they also have the list of the code of conduct that's required because in the Korean War, POWs started to be used as political pawns. So the armed services came up with the code of conduct for POWs, and he followed it to the letter. It's an amazing experience, and he was so deserving of the Medal of Honor that he received posthumously.
What an exceptional human being to cling to the values to his last breath, and a true inspiration.
Literally to his last.
And Andrew, I just love hearing you're already a wonderful storyteller and a performer, but to hear how much his true story resonated with you and impacted you, a man from Bayview who is just such a symbol, and now we're preserving.
And there was also a beautiful picture of he and his sister when they were in high school together. He was a music theater lover. He played the King in The King and I in high school, and his sister was in the show too. And there's just such a lovely photo of them in costume together. He loved music theater, and he was this backseater in a fighter jet. It's just wonderful. I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. These are the people that are defending our country. They are the best of us, and they deserve all of the honor that we can give them.
Actor Andrew Varela, who performed the national anthem at today's Lance Saijan rededication ceremony at his memorial. Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time to share your experience and for taking the time to be part of the ceremony today. I'm glad you've built this relationship with Janine Saijan, Lance's sister.
Well, she's a wonderful person. She's a force of nature, and I'd be happy to participate in any sort of armed services memorials that anybody has in the area. I feel very strongly that it's the least I can do to celebrate the freedoms that I cherish in this country.
Wonderfully said. He is Andrew Varela. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good night. I'll see you again soon.
All right, dear. Take care. Bye-bye.
And you can text the word JET to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line. Text JET to 855-616-1620. And you can see our ongoing coverage on WTMJ.com. You can see photos from today's emotional ceremony, and you can read more of that story that Andrew Varela just so wonderfully recounted to honor Lance Saijan. So again, text the word JET, J-E-T, to 855-616-1620 to see our ongoing coverage of the rededication of the memorial to Lance P. Saijan. And next, we go on location at the Harley-Davidson Museum with WTMJ's Brandon Snide to get a first look at the beginnings of this weekend's Harley-Davidson homecoming festivities. Stay with me on What's on Tap.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
If you're feeling vibrations in your steering wheel after reaching speeds of over 50 miles per hour, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your brakes are making weird noises or feel strange every time you apply them, you should bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
If your engine light is on, you should bring it to Richlands.
And let us fix it for you, because there isn't an auto service repair job on the planet that our service techs can't fix.
Courtney's right. Just check out some of our Google reviews. A whole lot of stars means a whole lot of happy customers.
Proof's in the pudding. So whether you need factory scheduled maintenance
or tires, brakes, and suspension service, we've got your back.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians. I'm Brett Matchke, and the next time you're due for service,
bring it into Richlands and let us fix it for you.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's Made in America Mattress Celebration. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display to try out. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA: Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built-Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses. Built-Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built-Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built-Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And that puts you in a motorcycle mood, doesn't it? Born to be wild. And we're checking in right now with WTMJ's Brandon Snide, who is on location at the Harley-Davidson Museum, I think, as he's getting into the Harley-Davidson homecoming festivities. How are you, Brandon?
Hey, Sandy, thanks for having me. Yes, I am down at the museum, and despite some sprinkles of rain, this is the busiest I think I've ever seen the museum, and I've been coming to the homecoming now for a handful of years. It is packed here this evening on the opening night of the Harley Homecoming weekend. Just a fantastic mood that everybody seems to be in despite the rain. I can smell the grills. There's tons of people. They're lining up at the shed to take pictures. It's fantastic. It's awesome. Yes, I'm here down at the museum, and we're having a good time already.
So is there any spot left in the parking rows there? Or is it just bike after bike
really.
after bike?
So it's you can't even get a car, like a vehicle, like a four-wheel car into the museum entrance. They have bikes stacked all the way up, all the way across the grass to the river. So the parking lot at the museum, the grass in front of the museum that's by the bridge is completely packed. You have to walk across the street where they're already starting to fill up that parking lot, which is like probably the fourth or fifth parking lot that they're using right now. And it's opening night. So Thursday nights are always kind of like a wild card because a lot of people work on Friday, and, you know, it really kind of doesn't start per se until the weekend. Not tonight. Tonight is I'm actually surprised at how many bikes are here. I was here last year on a Saturday, and there was maybe a third of what there is here now. It is huge. I mean, you're seeing people from Italy, Germany, Brazil, Argentina, Chile. I mean, it's crazy to see the different amount of people from different parts of the world here in Milwaukee celebrating. We're getting ready for another live band, getting ready to hit the stage, and you can smell the brats cooking in the background. It does not get any better than Harley Homecoming weekend in Milwaukee. I guarantee it.
Already meeting your Super Bowl and Christmas expectations. I love that you are automatically in your happy place. So how far away did you have to park to get there?
I was about a half a mile. So not awful, right? Not awful. More than I thought. And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down, right? Like there are now, I'm at the entrance right now, 13 bikes getting ready. It looks like one group of 13 bikers together are coming into the museum. So, and nobody's really leaving. You know, it's sometimes people will come here and they'll stay for a half hour, 45 minutes, get some pictures, and they'll head out. It seems like a lot of the bikes that are here tonight are staying here. You know, the big concert at Veterans Park kicks off tomorrow with Hank Williams Jr. and Chris Stapleton on Saturday. But it's an electric atmosphere here tonight. It's certainly different than years past, and I don't know why that is, but it definitely is different, and it's great. And, you know, when I was leaving work just about a half hour ago, I saw the raindrops, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope this doesn't derail the evening. And believe it or not, people keep coming on in. So it's not shying away any bikers. Well, a little bit of rain is not shying them away.
I feel like moto culture, pretty tough folks. The little sprinkle is not going to dampen the party. And where will you go next? You said there's live music there. Will you stay?
Yeah, we're going to be at the museum all night tonight. I am off work tomorrow. So for those that may be worried about me in tomorrow during Wisconsin's afternoon news, my good buddy Nate will be filling in for Wan. So we're going to be partying here all night tonight. We're going to shut it down here tonight. But then we're in a quick turnaround, Sandy, tomorrow. You talked about bikers being resilient. We got to bounce back early Friday morning, get up and get riding. We're going to go dealer hopping Friday and Saturday. So we're going to go out to our wonderful partners in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, Harley-Davidson. They got 2 stages out there. We're going to make our way back into Milwaukee and visit a couple dealerships, and then we're going to hit the concerts on Friday evening.
I love dealer hopping. That is what I would encourage, even if you weren't going to, because it is fun to get in one place and just let all the action and all the international visitors come to you. And I mean, you could just stay there at the HD Museum and have a rich experience. But that's what you got to get here. You got to get out on your bike and ride and see some scenery and meet some people. So are there any non-Harleys that you've seen yet? Because you've said that this is a very welcoming environment.
Yes, there are. I've counted. I'm actually looking at one that's passing me right now, a sports bike. There are a handful of them. And that's what I kind of told you before is like nobody cares. Good. Nobody even cares if you like bikes or you don't like bikes. Everybody just wants to have a good time. Everybody wants to listen to some live music. What better city to do live music, as you know, Sandy, better than anybody I know, than Milwaukee, Wisconsin, while Harley-Davidson Festival is happening. And the machines that are made here are coming back home all in one place, and everybody is just enjoying each other's company and having a great time.
It is truly a homecoming. WTMJ's Brandon Snide, thank you so much for sharing your enthusiasm and giving us a real sense of what's happening at the Harley-Davidson Museum. And promise me, if you see Jason Momoa, you'll take a snap and you'll tell him hello from me.
I got you. I'll get you on the phone as soon as I see him. I hope to run into him soon. I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. He is WTMJ's Brandon Snide. Look for him out and about all weekend long for the Harley-Davidson homecoming. He's even going to Illinois to do a ride to bring a bunch of folks from Illinois up to Milwaukee for the fun. And I'm joking about Jason Momoa. He's in a hard rock cover band called Oof Ta Ta Ta. That is the name of his band, and he will be on stage at Veterans Park at 6:45 on Saturday. So I am convinced that you may see Aquaman around our area during the Harley-Davidson homecoming. And the song you need to hear is by Saturday's headliner at the HD homecoming at Veterans Park. That's next on What's on Tap.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-230-2777 or biglou.com.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx with WTMJ. I am excited to visit my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman tomorrow for a fun event. And I'm also excited to tell you that you can be there. They've got incredible career opportunities. And Three Pillars is ranked best in the state in continuing care, assisted and independent living, and it's a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities, full and part-time, day or evening shifts, starting at $20 per hour, and you could get more based on your experience and on the shifts you get. And the best part, you will make a positive difference in the lives of others every day at Three Pillars. Go to their website, threepillars.org, and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And you know, I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like special buy men's Skechers, just $29.99, 10% off assorted KT welding accessories. Save $3 on Taste of the Wild dog food, and 20-pound bags of Blaine's brand Easy Scoop cat litter, 4 for $24. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Drakamp Heating.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
This Saturday night, the gravitas and the grit of country soul is going to be center stage when Chris Stapleton headlines the Harley-Davidson Homecoming Festival Saturday night on Milwaukee's lakefront at Veterans Park. And he's a real deal Harley owner and enthusiast, and he even collaborated with Harley-Davidson a few years ago, and they created a custom road glide special inspired by his album titled Traveler. So expect to hear his powerhouse voice and some heartfelt lyrics. I chose his Grammy-winning song, Broken Halos. It's a song about loss and healing and angels you meet along the way. Fire up your engines, Milwaukee. This is Chris Stapleton and Broken Halos, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Sing my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Angels come down from the heavens just to help us on our way. Come to teach us, then they leave us, and they find some other soul to save. Sing my share of broken halos, folded wings that used to fly. They've all gone wherever they go. Broken halos that used to shine. Broken halos that used to shine.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
What makes Ben Ben is that he's very, very detail-oriented.
That's Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings, talking about his brother, Ben.
The details to me matter. The smallest detail needs to be right, and there's no reason it can't be right. To me, a room needs to be clean, and there's no reason a room can't be clean. A room should be organized. A warehouse should be organized. There's no reason why it shouldn't be organized. I'm a fanatic on some of those things. And Arvid would roll his eyes at me. You know, that little dust is no big deal. But to me, I'm like, nope, that needs to be cleaned up.
He's so passionate about the quality of the furniture. Those details are his details. It's important for that furniture to be built perfect.
Every little detail matters if you're going to have people and a company and a culture where what we deliver to that customer is absolutely the best thing we can bring to that customer. Everything we do to get to that point that the customer never sees needs to be done to our best ability.
But in the end, I've always learned that the details won't take care of themselves. Ben will take care of the details. So that's been a blessing.
PennyMustard.com.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars? each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake. Or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Tyson's Home Farm Auto is opening a brand new store in Ripon this fall. Tyson's is your go-to store for all things farm and home. Check us out at Tysons.com. That's THEISENS.com.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7:01, it's 70 degrees. Showers moving through the area, and we'll continue to see some rain and storms throughout the night. Low down to 67. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, still chances for showers and storms, high of 84. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. The Wisconsin State Patrol Bureau Director and his wife are dead after a shooting in their home.
David and Teresa Pabst were found dead in their Middleton home Tuesday morning by a family member. Authorities determined their son, 25-year-old James Pabst, shot the two and then fled the scene. Pabst was later approached by deputies on Highway 14 near Viroqua in Vernon County. After an hour without a response to commands, law enforcement approached the car and determined Pabst had died by suicide. The Dane County Executive's office says the gun used in the shooting was legally purchased. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police are providing more information about Friday's procession and funeral for fallen officer Kendall Corder.
The public visitation at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield starts at 11 a.m. Friday, followed by a funeral at 2:30 and police honors after that. It'll likely be around 5 p.m. when a funeral procession will bring the officer's remains from the church to Wisconsin Memorial Park. MPD says the procession route will be north on Barker Road and then east on Capitol Drive to the cemetery for that private burial. Police tell us the escort bringing Officer Corder's casket to the church will be at a smaller scale. That will be tomorrow morning around 9-ish. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Officer Corder died after he was shot during an ambush last month. A suspect is in custody. The Universities of Wisconsin Board of Regents unanimously approves a tuition increase. Most resident undergraduates will see a 5% hike this coming school year. Regent Haban Goitem.
These universities have done a tremendous job with the resources they have, and the faculty and staff need to be provided with the wages that are appropriate and commensurate to their work. And this is unfortunately the way to do it under the circumstances.
UW System President Jay Rothman says the $256 million allocated from the biennial state budget is not enough to keep up with inflation, enrollment losses, and declining federal funding. The regents also passed their preliminary budget for the upcoming year. Some changes to the budget are still expected. The city of Milwaukee is looking to close a $100 million budget gap as part of the 2026 operating budget. Director of the Budget and Management Division, Nick Kovac.
We have several options for how the mayor will propose closing that gap. Broadly speaking, in three categories. They are to increase revenue beyond projections, to decrease expenditures beyond requests, making cuts, or to use sustainable withdrawals from reserve funds.
Kovac says the ultimate goal is a balanced budget without detrimental cuts to city departments. And crews in Central Texas are still searching for over 170 missing people 7 days after the deadly floods swept through several communities last weekend. At least 121 people are confirmed dead. CBS's Karen Waugh says President Trump and the First Lady are planning to visit the area tomorrow.
CBS News has learned that he plans to meet with emergency responders as well as the families of some of the victims. And from there, he will head to his golf club in New Jersey. He's not expected to be there for an extended period of time, but certainly he will get a sense of the wreckage and just how devastating this was for Texas.
Severe storms caused the Guadalupe River to rise as high as a 2-story building. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. If you have big questions about inflation, money, and your retirement goals, join me Tuesday, July 15th with your questions as I co-host an Instant Insight webinar with Annex Wealth Management's Chief Economist, Brian Jacobson. It's July 15th at 9 a.m. It's free, but you must register. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or check out events at AnnexWealth.com. Tuesday, July 15th, 9 a.m. It's free, but you need to register.
Did you know, according to research, a majority of people gain their weight back after stopping those expensive weight loss shots? Don't become another statistic. The doctor-developed Milwaukee weight loss program doesn't just help you lose weight, it helps you keep it off for good. We've helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks and maintain the results long-term. No more yo-yo dieting or weight regain. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds. Yes, 40 pounds of Milwaukee weight loss. No crazy workouts, none of the meals, kits, or the shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off now for 6 months. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. I lost 40, as I said, in about 6 months. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 or go online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Again, that's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Brewers enjoying a day off today following their 3-game sweep of the Dodgers. Brewers will resume the homestand tomorrow night, starting a 3-game series with the Washington Nationals. And then the All-Star break will start on Monday. Milwaukee Bucks starting play in Las Vegas tonight. That's part of the Summer League. They'll be taking on the Denver Nuggets. That game's scheduled to tip off at about 8:30. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Still Highway 38 there. We've been telling you right next to the airport. That portion of the roadway has been blocked due to a crash. Now authorities saying the 2 right lanes are closed due to that accident. So again, use some caution if you're traveling in that direction. I-43 southbound at Fond du Lac Avenue, the right shoulder block, that's due to a crash. And then also I-94 eastbound right near 70th Street, the left lane is closed due to a disabled vehicle. Your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We're seeing some of those showers and storms push their way through the area this evening, so a bit wet for your Thursday night. We'll still see those storm chances move through the area. Low of 67. Then as we get into Friday, partly cloudy. Could still see showers and storms tomorrow. High of 84. Saturday, partly cloudy. Some rain storm chances. High of 84. Sunday will be partly cloudy. High of 82. And then Monday, sunny and warm with highs in the upper 80s. Right now in Madison, 69 degrees. It's 72 in Green Bay and 72 degrees here in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to this second hour of What's on Tap, and movies are in focus this hour. Modern movies with a Superman review and a discussion of this summer's blockbuster releases with word balloons. John Centris at 7:35. But first, we go retro. We go vintage Hollywood. I'm very excited. My guest in the WTMJ studio is Hollywood historian, author, and adjunct professor of film at Marquette University, David Fantle. David, how are you?
I'm great, Sandy. Nice to be back.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you back on What's on Tap, and in anticipation of a monumentous movie occasion next week, because we just talked about like overall Hollywood history in our last visit in wintertime, but we also talked about that you are an author. And one of the books that I'm holding up is called Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock.
Right.
Which is a musical with Judy Garland and Gene Kelly, two icons. And next week, a screening of Summer Stock, because it will be the 75th anniversary, which is just a trip to say out loud. Even if you're a film fan, like that's a long time. But the 75th anniversary of Summer Stock, to see it on the big screen in the main theater at the Oriental Theater next Thursday?
Next Wednesday.
July 16th. I know the number, July 16th. So next Wednesday. Yes. I was saying, yeah, you need to be there, because not only is it a screening of a 35 millimeter print of Summer Stock, Technicolor way to see it, but there's a talk back afterwards with you and your co-author.
Exactly. Yeah, Sandy, you're right. You know, what a treat. I mean, in the canon of all these great MGM musicals, you know, we all know Singing in the Rain and American
One of
in
my
Paris,
favorites,
and Meet Me in St. Louis and on, but not so many people are familiar with Summer Stock. And Summer Stock is a 1950 MGM musical, as you mentioned, co-starring Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. It's their third and final pairing. Gene Kelly started out in film in 1942 with Judy Garland in a film called For Me and My Gal. And so he always credits Judy for sort of showing him the ropes of how to go from being a Broadway actor to the small or the big screen in movies. And then in 1948, they paired together in really sort of an avant-garde cult classic called The Pirate, a Cole Porter score, beautiful Technicolor. Wasn't a huge hit. And then their third and final pairing comes in 1950 at Summer Stock. And you mentioned it's not only the 75th anniversary of the film, it's the 75th anniversary since Judy Garland was actually released from her contract at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer after 15 years at the studio. That was the only studio she knew. She started in 1935 when she was, you know, a wee lad of 13 years old, making $100 a week. Of course, rose to prominence in 39 with The Wizard of Oz, and she was box office gold throughout the 1940s. But she had a lot of issues as the decade wore on, you know, some, you know, prescription drug dependencies, marital issues. She was in a bad marriage with the director, Vincent Minnelli. At the time, she just had a 3-year-old little toddler named Liza Minnelli. So there were a lot of things happening when the production started for Summer Stock, and that's why we decided to write the book. It's sort of a hidden gem in the annals of these MGM musicals, but it was also a troubled production that has a really interesting backstory. But to see it on the big screen in that classic Oriental Theater in, as you mentioned, its original 35 millimeter Technicolor format is really going to be a treat.
For film buffs, and also just if anyone's not seen it, if this is your first chance to see it instead of on Turner Classic Movies, which is a great place to see them.
Right.
But just, you know, back in 1950, no one thought we would have these little rectangular computers and, we'll just design it so that way people can watch it on a plane, on a tiny computer. No, this is when they were grand musicals, and you had the music, you had the choreography, because the title of your book, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock, I think a lot of people say, come on, get happy. It's not the Partridge Family. This is 20 years before. This is that iconic scene where she's in the fedora,
right?
Judy Garland in a fedora and just a sport coat.
Yeah, it's like a
and
mini
black
tuxedo.
Tights. Yeah,
right.
And the tap shoes, and Come On, Get Happy. I mean, it's just one of those iconic.
It's in the short list of the iconic Garland numbers. Obviously, you know, Over the Rainbow, and there's several others, but it's on the short list of any.
She's got at least two of them. Yeah,
right.
I mean, you can't not watch her.
And it's really almost the finale of Summer Stock. It closes out the film. And the other interesting thing about Summer Stock that I always talk about is it's 109 minutes. The plot is a bit trite, sort of like, hey, let's put a show on in the barn. But in that 109 minutes, it has 4 or 5 really outstanding musical numbers. And Gene Kelly's all-time favorite solo tap dance of all the numbers he did in all his films is in Summer Stock, where he dances on a barren proscenium stage with a squeaky floorboard and an old newspaper. And of all his dance scenes, it's his all-time favorite.
Now that you're saying this, because I will tell you, I have not seen Summer Stock in its entirety. I have only seen these highlights. So this is, where he rips the newspaper in half and does it shh. And that's ingenious. And that's creativity. He choreographed that.
Well, yeah, he worked with a guy named Nick Castle as the choreographer. And
interesting.
Yeah, Nick Castle Jr. Did a film called Tap with Gregory Hines.
I remember that.
You remember that? And Sammy Davis and all those people. And we talked to him. And Gene Kelly's little daughter at the time, back in 1950, actually played a role like, let's find the right newspaper that would tear correctly. And they really worked
right down the middle, yeah.
And they had to work for weeks to find the right paper for that sequence. And so that number's in it. There's a duet called The Portland Fancy. And, you talk about Gene Kelly. Judy Garland keeps up with Gene step for step in that number. That's a great one. And there's a lovely ballad called Friendly Star. It's sort of like an Over the Rainbow. It never really got legs as a popular song, but it's really a beautiful ballad that Judy sings in that in Summer Stock. So really, it's just in that 109 minutes, it's got some great numbers and an amazing supporting cast. And
let's get to the supporting cast. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit of that Get Happy. We'll talk about the supporting cast, and another fascinating part of filmmaking in the 50s to me is actually film, not digital, and how that plays into making a movie. So please stay with me. David Fantle, Hollywood historian and expert on Summer Stock, that you can see at the Oriental Theater next Wednesday, July 16th. Our conversation continues, and if you have any questions, 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 6-count selected varieties Pop Secret Popcorn, $4.99. 15-ounce selected varieties Van Camp's Pork and Beans, 5 for $5. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99. 64-ounce selected varieties International Delight Iced Coffee, $3.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
The older players on the other team will come and just kind of, what they call it is, we're going to try to find the fish. And you don't want to be the fish.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
So my welcome to the NFL moment is, as I get in my stance, they give me the little smirk like, buckle up. Thing is, you see it on film, every special teams coach is going to say, there's the fish.
Mark Tauscher, presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
Oh, my scalp is tingling. That is Judy Garland singing Come On Get Happy in the film Summer Stock, which some would say is an underrated musical. And I think one of those people is in the studio with me right now. Joining me on What's on Tap is David Fantle. He's a Hollywood historian, co-author of the book, Come On Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock. And I got to meet you here on What's on Tap just a few months ago, and we were talking about how this is going to be the 75th anniversary of this musical. And obviously you are a wealth of knowledge as a co-author on this book of everything on screen that we see and behind the scenes of the production. And everyone that is listening right now gets a chance to meet you and your co-author, Tom Johnson, next Wednesday, July 16th, because the Oriental Theater is opening up the big theater and will screen Summer Stock on 35 millimeter film, like the way it's supposed to be seen, the way the creators meant for it to be seen in a group, and seeing these iconic scenes of Judy Garland singing Come On, Get Happy. And we were just talking about Gene Kelly's tap dancing scenes. And if you get there at 5:30 next Wednesday, you can meet the authors, get a copy of the book yourself, get it signed. And after the film, you and Tom are going to do a presentation and answer questions, because I'm sure people will have them after watching this musical.
Well, I hope so. And Susan Kearns was nice enough, as the head of the Milwaukee Film, who's going to MC and moderate that Q&A. And we just want to give a shout out, because Herb Cole Philanthropies is underwriting the event. And so just a shout out to them. And, Senator Cole continues to leave his mark on, southeastern Wisconsin. And so we're very appreciative
supporting
to the
the
late
creative
senator
community.
and so supporting the community. Exactly right. I think when we left off, we were talking about these great MGM musicals, sort of an indigenous, as I said, American art form was the MGM musical, and the supporting cast in this film. And it was important that Judy Garland was in a fragile state at this point. It was her first film in about a year and a half. Her last film before this was a film called In the Good Old Summertime. And so in order to get her confidence up, it was really important that she was surrounded by not just filmmakers, the director, Charles Walters, and Gene Kelly, her friend, but also the supporting cast. And that includes people like Phil Silvers, Eddie Bracken, who really sort of steals the comedic aspect of the movie, Gloria DeHaven, Marjorie Main, a great character actress. So they're all in this film, and they all sort of formed a big security blanket around Judy during the filming of this movie to help get her across the finish line. Now, MGM musicals, it was a factory system. And
that was a tough business with the contracts and strictness and no flexibility. Like, no, you will do this film.
Exactly. You were told what to do if you were under contract. But this film it was 50 shooting days in a 6-month period, which a 6-month period doesn't seem like a big deal today for a big, lavish musical. But for that period, for MGM and the factory system, a 6-month period was very long. And Judy, as we point out in our book, was not the only reason this production was troubled. There were a number of them. We talk about it, and we'll talk about it next Wednesday. But primarily, they started filming. They filmed about 2 months, and they realized they did not have enough songs written for this film to complete the film. So they had to bring in compose.
How
new
do you
songs.
find that? That in itself is like, how did you not plan that out?
Well,
but you talk about the factory systems, like, no, we got to get rolling.
And the primary songwriters for this film are Harry Warren, who won 3 Academy Awards for Best Song.
Slacker.
And Matt Gordon was the lyricist.
Wow.
But what happened was, Get Happy, the iconic song that you were playing a couple minutes ago, was actually written about 20 years before by Ted Koehler and Harold Arlen. Now, talk about connections. Harold Arlen also wrote a little-known song called Over the Rainbow, and her other iconic song, The Man That Got Away, which she recorded and sang a few years later in the movie A Star Is Born. So Harold Arlen, the songwriter, was hugely important to Judy Garland's career and one of the great songwriters from that era.
That's interesting. What is the plot of Summer Stock?
The plot is, hey, let's put a show on in the barn, and it sort of goes back to those old Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland films, and they made 10 films together, Mickey and Judy, and it really doesn't advance the art of the musical. It's, as Gene Kelly said, it was a little bit trite, and Gene Kelly's career was on the ascension. He had just finished co-directing his first film, which became a huge hit, called On the Town.
Oh, that's a great musical.
And he was just about, after Summer Stock, he went and did An American in Paris, which won the Academy Award for Best Film. So his career was on the ascension.
I was saying, then Singing in the Rain was shortly after that.
Singing in the Rain came after that. Judy's, unfortunately, was sort of in the decline. And Gene loved Judy, as a friend, and he basically said, I'll do anything for this girl. I don't care if this production takes 6 months or a year. I don't care if the plot's trite. I'm sticking with it because I owe this to Judy.
What devotion.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Wonderful to hear. Obviously, a lot of drama that you cover in your book, but nice to hear that devotion and camaraderie to put the show on.
Right.
Let's put the show on. Why do you think this is a classic film, and why do you think something like Singing in the Rain overshadows Summer Stock as a classic?
Well, I think because of really the integration of the music and the plot. And I think that Singing in the Rain's enduring legacy is that it's about the transition of silent film to sound. And there's a lot of truth, while it's satire, there's a lot of truth in Singing in the Rain on how people did not have the voice to make the transition, which is part of the comedic plot of Singing. Yes, Lena Lamont. Yes. So it's timeless because there's a historical reality to the plot line of Singing in the Rain. And that's why it stands the test of time. Summer Stock stands the test of time, if nothing else, for its iconic musical numbers.
Yeah.
And, people are going to be amused because there is actually some funny scenes. Judy Garland plays a farmer, and her farmhands quit on her, and she finds herself with Marjorie Main, and they have to get the crops in. And meanwhile, her sister, played by Gloria DeHaven, is an aspiring actress. She comes and brings Gene Kelly as the director and a troupe of players to their barn to rehearse and produce a musical in her barn, and disrupts the whole farm structure. And, of course, I don't want to give away the plot, but as you
no
can
spoilers.
What are the plots of these old musicals? Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy sings a song and gets girl. Right? Pretty simple.
Yep.
So this is sort of a variation on that theme. It's a little different, but it's pretty darn close.
I love it. And it is called Summer Stock. You can see it at the Oriental Theater on Wednesday, July 16th, in its full 35mm film glory. And it is hosted and having a talk back with David Fantle and Tom Johnson, the co-authors of this book that I'm holding up, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock. Thank you for preserving film history and having this devotion. I love that you found in Tom Johnson, another person who has such a passion for preserving this film history. And I wanted to mention one thing in your book, Summer Stock, that I'm more excited to dig into is we talk about Summer Stock being a classic, whether it is or isn't, but you've spoken with a lot of actors and contemporary people, including Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Right.
Where you talk about an ultimate dancer. So I'm excited to learn more of those opinions. What's one of the more modern opinions that surprised you?
Well, the foreword was written by Tony Award-winning dancer Savion Glover.
Tap, tap, tap.
And it was important for Tom and I when we take a 75-year-old musical, and how do we bring it to 2025? Well, the book came out in 23, but close enough. So what we thought we would do is a section called Taking Stock. And that's where we talked to Baryshnikov, Tommy Tune, Mario Cantone, and contemporary people to get their modern-day take on the movie.
So what a joy to take a vintage film and really dissect it, explore it, enjoy it, and connect with other creators to find out what it meant to them. So thank you so much for joining me, and you can invite everyone.
Well, hope to see everyone at the Oriental Theater next Wednesday, July 16th. We'll be there starting at 5:30. The film starts screening at 6:30, followed by a short talkback.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. I look forward to our next visit to talk about vintage film.
For sure. Thanks, Sandy.
He is David Fantle. Go hang out with him on Wednesday at the Oriental Theater. Stay with us. We will talk more movies, this time modern ones, summer blockbusters with Word Balloon's John Suntress. Stay with us.
When traveling at 20 miles per hour, the average stopping distance is about 40 feet.
That stopping power is calculated in both thinking and braking distance.
And assuming you've got the thinking and braking part down, the only thing left is good tires.
Just Google Richlands to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 convenient locations.
And rest assured, we'll put you in the right tire no matter what sort of vehicle you drive.
Plus, every tire purchase that we install automatically comes with our free flat tire protection plan.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to install your tires.
So Google Richlands
or go to richlands.com.
And remember to be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matschke with Richlands, your
due for tire service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch. We're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the podcast, Marcus and Chris are joined by Bucks beat reporter Jim Ozarski. Find Here District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast. Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Enjoying movies this hour, and we're going to move into modern movies. Word Balloon's John Suntress has seen the new Superman film. Should you? We will find out. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Neil Doyle.
Thanks, Sandy. The bureau director of the Wisconsin State Patrol and his wife are dead after a shooting in their home. David and Teresa Pabst were found dead in their Middleton home Tuesday by a family member. Authorities say their son, James Pabst, shot the two and then fled the scene. Pabst's car was later spotted near Viroqua in Vernon County. Law enforcement approached the car and they determined that Pabst had died by suicide. The Dane County Executive's Office says the gun used in the shooting was legally purchased. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, a former Wisconsin congressman, will serve as the interim administrator of NASA. President Trump made that announcement yesterday, as the role has remained vacant since the president withdrew his initial nominee. Duffy is a former reality TV star and represented Wisconsin's 7th congressional district from 2011 to 2019. A new lawsuit challenges Wisconsin's congressional district maps, claiming they are unconstitutional due to anti-competitive gerrymandering. The lawsuit filed Tuesday by the Wisconsin Business Leaders for Democracy argues the maps stifle electoral competition. The lawsuit also comes just 2 weeks after the Wisconsin Supreme Court refused to hear 2 similar redistricting cases. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Not a ton of incidents, but a few to report here this evening. I-43 southbound right near Fond du Lac Avenue. That right shoulder still blocked because of a crash. And I-94 eastbound right near Barker Road. The right shoulder is blocked there. That's due to a disabled vehicle. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. We're seeing some of those showers and a few storms moving through the area tonight, so a bit of a wet Thursday evening, I should say, for you. Low down to 67. As we get into Friday, we'll be partly cloudy, chances for showers and storms, high of 84. Saturday, partly cloudy, still going to see some of those rain and storm chances Saturday, high of 84. Heading into Sunday, we'll be partly cloudy, high of 82, and then Monday, mostly sunny and warm with a high of 87. In Racine, it's 71 degrees, 69 degrees in Sheboygan, and right now 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality
Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve Scafidi. I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds, without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. I'm undergoing treatments right now. No masking the pain. It goes to the root of your problem. Their treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's potential to heal itself. This is an important part. 92% of patients report satisfaction with the results. That's not just a number, it's peace of mind. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Here's what you need to do. For real results that help let you move easier and live better, call QC Kinetics today at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Real results that will make you move easier and live better. That's QC Kinetics.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. I am Sandy Maxx, welcoming from the Word Balloon podcast, John Suntress, to talk about Superman. And I just heard you get excited about the music. There you go. Welcome back,
man.
I was saying, welcome back to What's on Tap. And John, what did you do this afternoon?
I saw Superman, Sandy, and yes, that music is iconic, and rightfully so. John Williams is the man, and very smartly, James Gunn, the director of Superman, and the producers chose wisely, and there are echoes of the John Williams theme throughout this movie. There is a different composer, but it's great, and I am relieved to say this is an excellent movie that a mainstream audience will get excited about, because a few of the last superhero movies, some have been good. Thunderbolts was an excellent movie. It didn't register with the audience because a lot of these characters, nobody knew who they were, unless you're a real diehard comic book fan. The good news is everyone knows Superman. Superman is universal, and I think they realize that. And this is an excellent Superman movie for these times, and just in general, it's a feel-good movie. There is joy in this movie, and that's something that has been lacking from a lot of DC superhero films of the last 12 years, really, since even the last Superman movie, Man of Steel. You don't have that problem with this movie. There's good humor, there's good action, there's great characterization.
I would say Man of Steel wasn't my style. I'm a big Michael Shannon fan. So I was like, I'll watch anything that has an intense Michael Shannon in it. And I wanted to love Man of Steel, Henry Cavill, easy on the eyes, and it was just I was just grim. It was not a fun escape. It was not a world I particularly enjoyed. And especially when you talk about superheroes, like, do I want to be rescued? Do I want to escape? You know, like it didn't give me that level of entertainment. It's just a different style. Not saying it's wrong, but I do get, of all the things that I've read about this new Superman that just came out, that it's much brighter and that it is much more about relationships as opposed to combat and enemies.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great action in this movie, but you're right, Sandy. I mean, that's the thing. And also, the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson Batman movie is a good movie, but not a lot of joy. That's fine. Batman is dark. Superman represents the light. And I don't know what was wrong with Zack Snyder in making such a dour Superman in the Henry Cavill films, and I think it was wrong. I'm sorry, I do. And I know there's a lot of Snyderverse fans out there, but I disagree, and I think really, upon reflection, I think a lot more people would also disagree. No, David Cornsweet is fantastic as Superman. Rachel, and I'll get her name wrong, so if you've got it handy, I'll let you say it.
Brosnahan.
Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
Brosnahan, lovely. Thank you. She's a great Lois Lane. David is an excellent Clark Kent and Superman. I was concerned that there might be too much that Gunn and the producers were shoving into this movie, because we do have members of the Justice League. You see a Green Lantern, you see a Hawk Girl, you see Mr. Terrific. But everybody has a reason for being in this movie. And shame on me for doubting James Gunn.
John, I would say, well, James Gunn, but I also enjoyed that there's a superhero named Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. There's a new, and actually it goes back to the golden age of the 40s, but they've revamped him, and it's a great. He's the third smartest man in the DC universe. You got Batman, then Lex Luthor, then Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
And
Terrific.
by the way, yeah, Mr. Terrific. I know. I
look forward to getting to know him. Yeah, this is a whole new. I mean, the superhero world is a whole new world to me, but that is fun. So I didn't mean to distract, but it was like, hold on, I got to ask about. We've all heard about Mr. Right. I should be looking for Mr. Terrific, the third smartest man in the DC universe. But
and there's a reason for all these people to be in the movie, and it's great. It really, honestly, I'm so relieved. Because truly, there's been a lot of misfires in the last, I don't know, since the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I think there's been a lot of misfires on both Marvel and DC, despite the mostly success of Marvel. Marvel hasn't had a big hit since Avengers Endgame. Again, I loved Thunderbolts earlier this year. Captain America Brave New World was a big letdown. And I think, again, but I have faith. They'll right the ship. And I think they're on the right path. We'll see how Fantastic Four does in a couple weeks. But Superman, it's a big relief because DC needed to reset everything. And this first movie is a big reset in the right direction. And they didn't put too much into it as far as other characters or ideas beyond Superman himself. And Krypto is a joy. I'm sure everyone has seen the trailers and the few film clips that are out there. Krypto is so much fun, and I'm so glad to see him back properly recognized, because there have been times when they haven't had Krypto in the comics or the films or TV. And no, it's great to see Krypto back.
John Centris from the Word Balloon podcast, a podcast that's been around since 2009, focusing on graphic novels and all of the other pop culture that comes from graphic novels. Stay with us, because, John, I definitely want to talk more about Krypto. And for those people who don't know, Krypto is Superman's dog. And we see Krypto for the first time in live action. So this sounds like it could be a family film as well. But I also want to touch on the style of action in the new Superman as well. So spoiler-free, but just getting a sense of whether or not you want to go see the new Superman with Word Balloon's John Centris. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 6 count selected varieties Pop Secret Popcorn, $4.99. 15-ounce selected varieties Van Camp's Pork and Beans, 5 for $5. 20 to 24-ounce selected varieties Frigo String Cheese, $6.99. 64-ounce selected varieties International Delight Iced Coffee, $3.99.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers.
Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. Over the years, we have helped many people fulfill their dream of owning their own business. Some stayed as mom and pop businesses, while others grew to have national reach. We worked with them to develop systems and procedures so their books were up to date in order to grow their business profitably, minimize taxes, and have less stress. Whether you are a brand new business with $25,000 in revenue or an established business doing $25 million in sales, we can help. We work with you to clean up your books and give you the information you need to know where your business is now and where it is going in the future. Don't wait. Start on the path to more cash in your pocket and no more sleepless nights. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit neilgroup.net today to book a meeting. We can talk over Zoom, the phone, in our office, or your place of business. Yes, we like to visit our business clients. Call 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center, and it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. Imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option. An ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just one day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
'Tis the season for summer blockbusters, and today is the release of Superman, and my favorite graphic novel expert is John Suntress, host and creator of the Word Balloon podcast, and John saw Superman today, and John, we're going spoiler-free, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
no, I
spoiler-free.
won't. Don't worry.
Just want to give you the tone because there's been a lot of controversy because of Zack Snyder, who directed the darker-styled Superman films. They were very, very serious. And the fans of that, they call the Snyderverse, as I understand, they truly were trying to activate on social media to kind of do spoilers and leak stuff and also, kind of gang up on websites like Rotten Tomatoes and give the new Superman bad reviews to make it be unsuccessful at the box office, which to me is very short-sighted. It's like, look, if you love superhero films and you love film, like, don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't be spiteful.
Yeah.
Just don't go see it. It's just not
right,
your
Sandy.
style.
Absolutely.
It's okay because this is, as you were saying, a more hopeful. What's the tone of this Superman?
Hope. It's crazy. In Man of Steel, the Snyder movie, he points to his S, explains to Lois, no, it doesn't. It isn't an S. That's the Krypton language, and it's a symbol that means hope. Well, there wasn't a lot of hope in Man of Steel, and there wasn't a lot of hope in Batman Superman, and the subsequent DC films during that Snyderverse period that ended with The Flash. This movie has great action. The other thing that was missing from a lot of the previous Superman movies, including the Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve movie, Superman needs to be able to fight something that can fight back. We saw it in Superman 2 with the 3 Kryptonians, but this movie there are legitimate villains that are a match for Superman, and that's good. I want to see a good action battle. There should be a power level equality, and also Nicholas Hoult, who, my God, we've known since About a Boy.
Yes.
With Hugh Grant.
Yes.
He's an excellent Lex Luthor. He's a fantastic Lex Luthor. Everybody really brings their A game to this movie from a performance standpoint, and it is an all-ages movie. People can bring their kids to see this movie and enjoy this film.
So tell us about
that's great.
crypto, because one of my teammates here, WTMJ's Libby Collins, she hosts Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News, and she has been a lifelong Superman fan from the comic books all the way, and she was over the moon to see Superman's dog, Crypto, in this film. So how significant is it that a 4-legged superhero is part of the new Superman movie?
Well, it's smart. It's like when Rocket Raccoon and Groot suddenly became a favored toy for everyone who saw Guardians of the Galaxy from Marvel.
Same director.
It's so, of course, And that's the thing. James Gunn is a comic book fan. He loves this stuff. And when they make these movies, they are thinking about toys and other licensed items that they're going to put out there for the market and stuff. And yeah, Crypto's great. He acts like a dog. He is like, and it's so cute because it's modeled after James Gunn's real dog, who was a mutt. And some people are like, well, that's not how Crypto looked in the comic books. Get over it. It's okay.
It was a rescue dog as well.
He's this adorable, hyperactive dog. What's that?
It was a rescue dog as well that he got during the filming that helped him create a more dog-like, I think, creature with an unpredictable personality.
Yes.
I have seen the phrase flying dogs. So again, I don't want spoilers, but I take it that Crypto has some of those superpowers.
Oh, 100%. He's a Kryptonian. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. No, that anything from Krypton, they get the powers. And that's great. And he's fun. And I've seen some people go, well, he saved Superman too much. BS. There are a couple key moments where Crypto makes the difference. That happened in the comics. I'm sorry. It's like everyone that complains about, or you may have seen Superman robots in some of the teaser scenes that they've had. Yeah, from the comics. I don't know how to break it to you. The fortress looks great.
How's the action?
The action is fantastic. No, the fight scenes are wonderful. And really, Superman is challenged, rightfully so. If he's just pushing planets around, he's not that interesting. So there should be equal power level obstacles for him to deal with. And, whether it's a kaiju, a giant, Godzilla kind of creature, to some of the other forces that Luthor has fortified his team with. No, that's good. We want to see that. I think that's excellent. And again, I think Nicholas Hoult is just a fantastic Luthor. So, no, it all works. It really all, and it's such a relief because even if it was a bad movie, all these companies, they're 2 years away from correcting the course. And truly, because that's how long it takes to make the next movie. And Supergirl is already finished, and I don't know when it's coming out, but I think it's coming out next year. Again, James Gunn understands these characters. He's in charge of the whole thing beyond directing Superman. He is really in charge of the DC movies moving forward in the same way that Zack Snyder kind of was during the previous, 12 years or 13 years. So the good news is the DC universe is in very good hands with a guy that loves comics and knows how things work. Again, the Guardians movies are a great example of, even that second Suicide Squad, I think, is a great example of, no, this guy loves comics and he knows why they work.
And this is just the beginning. DCU Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters.
Yep.
Word balloons, John Centris giving Superman a pretty much spoiler-free and positive review.
5 out of 5 stars too, buddy. 5 out of 5.
Get your popcorn. And next, I want to find out from John what's an upcoming summer release that he's excited to see next in the theater. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
From the post-game show to the morning show, there's no rest for baseball and Dominic Cotroneo.
I was like a kid on Christmas Eve. I couldn't sleep last night. I was just so excited to get ready to watch games that count.
Dominic Cotroneo is our Brewers 360 guest every Monday morning at 8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
There are some roster decisions I do want to break down here, and then we'll get into the lineup.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Just got a positive review from John Suntress of the Word Balloon Pop Culture Podcast. And John, in 30 seconds, what is an upcoming summer release you're excited to see in the theater, since you just spent time this afternoon watching Superman at the cinema?
Well, I will say one movie that's already out. It came out last weekend. F1 is excellent with Brad Pitt. The Formula One race car movie, very immersive. A callback to things like Prix and Le Mans, and even Ford versus Ferrari. Go see that. And I'm very excited for the upcoming Fantastic Four: First Family. A throwback. It puts us in an Earth that looks like kind of what the future looked like in the 1960s. And I'm very excited to see what they do with the Fantastic Four.
All right, 2 good suggestions, F1 and Fantastic Four, the next film. Thank you so much, John. And find the Word Balloon Podcast wherever you like to listen, including YouTube. Enjoy your summer. I'll talk with you again, John.
Thanks.
Take good care. And thanks to John Suntress of Word Balloon, the Pop Culture Podcast. Also thanks to my guest, Susan Scott Fry from Shakespeare in the Park, actor Andrew Varela, WTMJ's Brandon Snide checking in from the Harley-Davidson homecoming festivities, and author and Hollywood historian David Fantle. Catch up on all those conversations anytime on the WTMJ podcast. And thank you for joining me on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Always a pleasure to hang out with you, and check out the podcast anytime. What's on Tap on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Save big on everything for your next outdoor project at Menards. Shop the largest selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber and decking, all easy to load into your vehicle in our drive-through lumber yard. Plus, get free estimates fast using our easy do-it-yourself deck design program. Available in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on all pressure-treated lumber and decking at Menards. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines